Please help me welcome Rémi Thériault to the stage. Vas-y.
All right, just gotta figure out how this clicker works. Oh yeah, that's cool. All right, that was easy. How's the Common Studio? Um, we've been a successful business. It's kind of built the whole business on two principles: all the success, all the awards, traveling. You know, still have hair in my mid 40s. I'd say that's pretty successful. That's pretty good. The whole thing kind of was built on two principles: don't suck, don't be a jerk. Oh, sorry, just getting the technology. First time doing a PowerPoint since grade 6, so thank you for the feedback. I discovered photography late. I'm from a small French town in Prince Edward Island, Evangeline, where anywhere you go outside that French town, you're English. And you get made fun of your French. I still do now, sometimes. But it wasn't a place where I really fit in. I did all right. I was book smart. I was great. But I like skateboarding. I like the arts. I like Nirvana. And it was a little more Metallica, AC/DC, and chainsaws. It was like farmers, lumberjacks, and fishermen. My dad did ceramics. So today, it's the story about how this guy got to be that guy. My mom probably wonders how that happened. My mom probably wonders how that happened. The journey wasn't obvious. We didn't have art school. We didn't have photography. We didn't do any of that stuff. I didn't even have calculus in high school. But somehow, I discovered myself, and that was mainly through music. Now, I sucked at drums. I sucked at guitar. I even once, at 18, had a camcorder, recorded myself belching out Pearl Jam, the whole song. I just like going for it. I can't sing. I love music, but I sucked at it. So I started going to shows. I love being in front of the stage. I love feeling the energy. I love just being there and feeling something. So I started going to shows. I started photographing shows, and I started to email the band some photos. And these guys replied. So anybody that may be of age similar to mine, this is 2 Hours Traffic, which at the time were PEI's hottest band, produced by Joel Plaskett, totally a big deal. And they emailed me and were gonna pay me for photography, which was cool. Now, working with bands did teach me something. These guys showed up at my house, 2 guys in red t-shirts, 2 guys in green t-shirts. Yeah, you might be. I was like, is this a Christmas album, right? And I learned a lot working with artists about art direction. That's my denim shirt. That's my blue t-shirt. That's my Clarks, my Blundstones, and one of those guys is wearing my pants. My parents didn't think photography was a good idea. I was book smart, valedictorian. I was supposed to be in politics or some government job or something. They didn't know a photographer that made a living. That's not in the cards in Prince Edward Island. I had a bachelor degree at university, so it kind of was okay. They're gonna love me. I'm the only kid, so they're gonna support me through whatever. Prince Edward Island, beautiful space. Love it. Love these tourist guides. It's kind of like beautiful spot to take photos. These aren't mine. These are John Sylvester's, or he did some similar to these. He was kind of the photographer in Prince Edward Island 20 years ago. And I was 25 and I went up to him. And I'm like, do I suck? He said no. And he told me that asked me if I wanted to do baby photos or wedding photos. I said no. He told me to move. So I came back to Ottawa. I had spent 5 years here to do university. I liked it, and I was going to go to school. Now, I'd been doing business in university, but I didn't like it. It was kind of like not for me. Most of my classmates really liked money, but I didn't. So, back to Ottawa, not university, it was college. And if at 25 I was starting a career, I was going to kick ass. I went into college with a bunch of fresh people out of high school dicking around on Facebook. And I was like, I'm going to really kick ass here. I knew that I had to be in the top 5 or I wasn't going to make it, right? Like, I didn't know. The only photographer that I knew did photos for the tourist guide. So I got busy. I photographed everybody I knew. I photographed friends. I photographed artists. I photographed musicians. It was good. I started getting work while I was still in school, not telling people I was in school, but just working. Day and night, that's all I wanted to do. This is going to sound funny, but I sort of feel like Neo in the Matrix when I walk into a new house. You know that moment where he sees all the zeros and the ones? That's how I see a new house, a new space. I just kind of see all the color, the shapes and stuff. And it's really obvious with my early work that how I like to do photography. I spent all day and night just having fun, making people laugh, and producing work. Even now, if you see me mad, it's probably because I haven't taken a photo I like in the last 3 weeks. Sorry for that at home. But I like photography. And that attitude led to corporate work. It led to being busy. It led to just doing a bunch of stuff, agency work. We never really did marketing. We just got work from word of mouth and stayed busy. And, still most of my clients I had in my 20s are still clients I have now from that relationship. That don't be a jerk kind of carried a long way. But after 7 years of that, of making money and stuff, I got bored. Most of the people we photograph don't want to be photographed. You feel a little more like a therapist and a photographer. The bigger jobs brought this. And I also had this kid. This is me at 10 in California visiting my cousins. This is sorry. It's not the part where I'm supposed to choke up, so buckle up. This is the first time I saw a Ferrari. Not that I want a Ferrari. That's the part that's getting me choked up, which is hilarious. The Ferrari has nothing to do with this. But I've loved California. I love California since then, visiting my cousin and that dream. I had a cousin in California as an artist in Hollywood. His wife worked in the business too, and I had this motorcycle in California. So in 2015, I was 33, had $100,000 in the bank, and I said, I'm gonna go for it. I left everything. The last day, I just emptied the apartment, everything on the street, and I just told myself 2 years, just to build a portfolio, meet people, live out of a car, drive my motorcycle. But this theme is off course, right? So there's supposed to be a little bit of detours here. So this was 2015. I fell in love. And I moved to Prince George. Little different than LA. Not a Ferrari. And, stay there for a little bit, move to Vancouver, and then back to Ottawa. I always wanted a family. I worked in summer camps. I loved being around kids. I did a lot of coaching of in high school. It's great with the kids because nobody judges you, right? Like you can be silly, you can be yourself, and it doesn't matter. And coming back to Ottawa kind of gave me that opportunity. I knew how to make money here. I knew how to grow a business. If I was going to come here for family, I was going to build something different. I was going to build something good. House of Commons Studio. Now, this branding existed before I left, so I was kind of gone for 2 years with the off course of the crying here and there. I come back to Ottawa 10 years ago. Simon Guibal, who's in the audience, did all this branding. It just existed, but I needed somebody to put that together. What we did is I got a team together. Nadine took all my crazy ideas and got them organized. She got the brand out. She got the website. She got the clients aligned. Marin makes sure I don't fuck up. And Nikolai just says yes. And he's a good time and just helped out. And while Murphy is Murphy, right? And I needed a team to help support, to not answer emails all the time, and to still have the crazy dudes but help support that. I also wanted House of Common so that people showed up to the office not working for some dude but working for a company. I wanted them to be proud to work for something. That was all part of the job of getting the team together. And we got busy. Ottawa's awesome. Ottawa's nice. People had missed me, and we work with a lot of great people. We've worked with almost every ad agency in Ottawa. We still do now. People that I was friends with in my mid-20s, we still work. We travel. We do video. It's great. People ask me to do something crazy. I just say yes. Somebody wants a cake that looks half-assed and I need to produce it in 2 days. I say yes. I ask the mother-in-law to bake it for me, but we get it done. We produce a full campaign in Halifax in a week, models, locations, everything from a distance, we get it done. Find a house under construction, we do it. And we built the whole career out of that. My parents did help me out. My dad was a creative one. Mom was good at business. I worked with her for 2 years. She was great at just talking to her staff, managing people. This is me at 12. This is my first business. Although I quit business school, I always loved running a business. This is me making piggy banks shaped like potatoes. I'm from Prince Edward Island, right? So imagine this 12-year-olds. Now, I've calculated this because my stepson has ass. I made $1,000 a summer selling those potatoes, and I had an employee. Now, being creative's always been part of the company. This is work. I like motorcycles. I like to have fun. I shot these in Detroit. And funny enough, we'd get hired by tech companies for this stuff. I'd get a call and be like, oh, what are we doing? And I'd be like, oh, just taking photos of staff. But they wanted to know these stories. They wanted to know that I slept under the kitchen table because I lost my friends and ended up at the headquarters at the middle of the night. You can ask me that at the bar after. And we like doing this. We like to show ad agencies that we know how to tell stories. We know about branding. We know how to have fun. My buddy Jamie at Character Creative had done something similar, and we took the idea and we pushed it. We made the jerseys, we made hockey pucks, we got the makeup, we got cards, and we gave it to all our favorite clients. And the team was on board. If you go on Instagram, Nadine does an amazing post-hockey interview in just the best French accent. And the Juno got nominated, but this kid that sucked in music. And I need a translator. And Marin's name's up too. It was important for me to get Marin's name up there. You know, all that career, you know, on those two principles, don't suck, don't be a jerk, until I got this email. It was January and just about New Year's. And sitting at the dinner table with the in-laws, shouldn't be checking my emails just before dinner, but I did. And somebody was calling me a jerk. That I was rude, condescending, selfish, disrespectful. I was a jerk. And that hit. All these people that I've worked with, and I'm like, who have I gone wrong? You know, where did I go to make somebody feel that way? If you ask any of my exes, I have a couple. They definitely can see how I can be a dick. I took a while. I took a pause. I wanted to grow. I met with people. Some people didn't see it. Some did. Had coffee. I listened. You don't go into business without making mistakes, but I never thought this would be one of mine. But I appreciate it. I can micromanage, do too many things at once. I don't really listen. I'm not present. I try to please everybody, but sometimes I miss to make somebody feel special. 20 years in business, you go through a lot. I've been broke twice, maxed out all my credit cards, no money in the bank. Burnout, still struggling with that one. January was bad. COVID, everybody remembers washing the groceries with Javex. Motorcycle crash, almost died. Divorce, do not recommend. Jerk. You make mistakes and you grow. In the past 2 years, I leaned into my team. The company is not about me anymore, it's about us. So when we talk about House of Commons Studio, it's about the next 10, 15 years together. I'm still the guy with the wild ideas. I do a better job at listening. Marin isn't scared to call me out. Making a living as a photographer was easy. Making a living, having 2 staff on salary, a mortgage, a family that wants to go on vacation, and buying fun stuff like motorcycles is a challenge. That's something I'm proud of. Uncommon came from all this, from growth. It was wanting to do something for the team. I wanted to remember to have fun. I wanted to be playful. It was why we all love photography. Marin's been with the company for 9 years, and this was the time for her to have her space, for her to grow, to her be a photographer. And it's also a space for Kate to play. She did all the art direction, built the whole thing. Simon and Rachel did all the logos, of course, because they're the best. This is our place to play. This is also our place to connect with local businesses, to work with some of our friends, new friends, and have fun. And Marin to kick ass. I grew up in a place of community, and now we're giving back. We're trying to do workshops. We're helping out the community and join a couple of board of directors, helping out with Spal Photo Center. And I'm going to be doing the photos of Ottawa Art Gallery Legacy Program, photographing some of the more established photographers and artists here. I still got a lot to learn, still got a lot to grow, but just try not to be a jerk.